No one suspected back in 1999 that a young 18-year-old university student would change the world. While tapping away on his computer alone in his dorm, Sean Fanning started to wonder what it would be like if friends could share their music files online. This question led to the birth of Napster, an idea that would deliver a crushing blow to the record industry worldwide. Despite teams of the smartest lawyers prosecuting Sean and forcing the closure of Napster, all it meant was that other websites offering peer-to-peer files started. The world is changing fast. With technology boasting fast service and hosting vast coverage, the power structures of the past are in disarray. The most worrying for those representing these power structures, however, is that the harder they try to fight this force, the more unpredictable, chaotic and powerful it becomes. As a church, how are we to view these changes and what can we learn? The connection comes from biology. Take the two creatures of the starfish and the spider. Superficially, they look the same. Both have a body and legs. However, if you look internally, their physiology is very different. With a spider, if you were to cut the leg from an adult, what do you have? A crippled spider. This is because a spider is a centralised organism. But what happens if you chop off its head? It's dead. Its brain is the command centre. If you study most organisations worldwide, they currently operate with the CEO, hierarchy and operational flowcharts. But with a starfish, however, it's different. They have no central organ or system. Each of the 5 arms has its own stomach, muscles and intelligence that can search and locate and consume food independently. So cut off each of the 5 arms from a starfish and what do you get? 5 completely new and whole starfish. So when it comes to our organisation of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, what does its leadership structure look like? A spider or a starfish? If any of the levels of management from local conference right through to the GC were to suddenly disappear, what would the church continue on? Would it even be missed? If the local pastor of your church were to quit, get seriously ill, or even die, what would happen in your church? Would it cease to exist? Would it slow down? Or would it continue as if nothing had even changed? One of the 8 principles discovered by natural church development as to what constitutes a healthy and growing church is empowering leadership. That means a leadership model that is decentralised and empowers people to use their gifts and talents to help build disciples. It needs to operate more like a starfish than a spider. The early church in the book of Acts operated more like a starfish. Whilst they still had a council to make some of the big decisions, they operated with a very small power base that encouraged people to meet in homes. In some cases, this may have been just for convenience. On other occasions, it was more about necessity. For example, we see in the church being scattered through persecution after Stephen was killed. This then gave opportunity for the unbelieving Greeks to hear the gospel of Jesus and to actually be converted. So no matter the motivation, it's obvious that when the church was decentralised, it was better able to spread the gospel. When a hierarchical church system was trying to bully people into submission back in the 6th century, the Christians simply became more motivated and more powerful. The chapters contained in that great book called The Great Controversy outline many of the stories of early Christianity surviving the Crusades because they became decentralised. Now, companies are slowly learning that they cannot rely on structures and power bases to be economically viable. So they are learning to become more hybrid. Now, eBay is an excellent example. They have a CEO, John Donohue, and an organisational flowchart typical of any large organisation. However, the power of purchasing and positioning all comes from you, the customer. If you feel that you didn't get the customer service or the pricing that you wanted as a consumer, you have the power to purchase it from a competitor with a simple click of the button, or you can rate a seller poorly. Colossians 1, verse 18, makes it very clear that the church should operate as a hybrid. It's called a body. But make no mistake, the head of the body is not an institution or an organisation. The head of the body is to be Jesus Christ himself. After that, he calls for everyone to work together as a team, using their gifts to help spread the gospel. Each and every one of us needs to step up and be a minister. Are you willing to be a minister? Or do you think that this is an authority that somehow is granted from a request from a committee in a local church setting. We as God's children and diplomats need to be empowered to step up for service. Now, if you would like to receive leadership training as a church board, or you would like some one-on-one coaching to help empower you as a leader, please feel free to contact me, Derek McCutcheon, at the conference office on 9398 7222. Thank you.